Hey all, kind of got some sad news to share. This is my last day at Cheney High School. I'll no longer be able to be your teacher. After 25 years of being in the classroom, I'm leaving. And I'm lying, all right? And I'm doing it for a reason, okay? Sorry, some of you probably cheered. Some of you maybe felt a little tinge of remorse there that maybe old Cy was leaving, but I'm sorry if I upset anyone. It was not my intent to upset you. My intent was to get your attention, all right? And I did that purposefully. We are going to start looking at narrative hooks today. And I want to take you through that process, but I also wanted to kind of model what I'm going to be asking you to do today, and that is to get or to use hooks to get your audience's attention. All right. And this is what it's going to look like. Oops, wrong one. Okay. And so we're gonna make first impressions. Okay. I think some of the most important, or one of the most important impressions we make as writers is the first impression. And I know that you've had experience with hooks in the past. All right. You might find that I do it a little differently than your teachers in the past, and so my goal with you this year is to teach you the narrative hook as a means to get attention and to hopefully use it also as a way or a means to keep attention throughout your work. And so, why the narrative hook? Um, you know, I think the narrative hook is so powerful because we stories are compelling, right? They're connective, they're compelling. All right, we are connected by stories, and I think when we use the narrative hook, we're setting up our communication as if it were a story, and I think that that has a certain draw and appeal for our audience. Okay. And so, what I'm going to ask you to do today is to use our topic, peer pressure, all right, which we've been focusing on. Um, and what I would like you to do is, I want you to write story starters, all right, using different hook types that I'm going to provide to you through this resource right here. Um, there are 18 different hook types that I've put together for you here, complete with the type, which is over here, its definition, and in some respects, cautions, okay, and also examples, okay. And the example or the context or the topic that I used for all the examples was growth mindset, all right, and that's just for example purposes, okay. And so you will have an opportunity to familiarize yourself with these different hook types, but you will also have an opportunity to put 5 different ones of them into practice around the topic of peer pressure. All right. And so, what I have done for you is I have created a template down here for you to use and follow. Okay. So, the general topic for all these will be peer pressure. All right. And you'll find that that's true in all of the 5 templates that I have provided for you. All right. Now, slow your roll for just a second. Don't stress out. I don't think these will take you very long, and you certainly don't have to write very much, okay? Because I am forcing you to write exactly 30 words, all right? And no more, no less, and I'll get to that in just a moment, okay? But before you begin writing, you have some planning to do and some decisions to make, all right? And the first plan that you have to do is you have to create the context, okay? So we know the general topic is peer pressure, but you have to come up with the context, all right? And you have to consider the various contexts in which teens find themselves facing peer pressure. All right, and then in the space here to the right, you're going to let us know what that is. So maybe the context is a kid is being pressured by his peers to go to a party. All right. Maybe the context is someone is being pressured by their peers to skip school. All right, or to maybe give them their homework so they can copy. I mean, you guys are in high school, you're teens, you know what the different contexts are. Here, you just need to specify it by saying something like, the context here is it's a kid who's being pressured into going to a party. You don't need to be, it doesn't need to be long, but it does need to be clear in terms of like, okay, now we know what the context is. And then you have to make a decision about the hook type. Okay. For that, you're going to have to go up here. All right. And you're going to have to find different hook types to use. Please use each only one time for a total of 5. Okay. Um, and then you're going to write your story. Okay. But you're not really going to write the whole story. You're just going to start the story by using only 30 words, exactly 30 words, no more, no less. Okay. Going back here to the story starter that I began with, this is exactly 30 words. All right. And this is how you guys can quickly find out your word count. Okay. If you highlight and then go up here to tools and click on word count, it'll tell you exactly how many words there are. Okay, if you didn't already know that. All right. And my hook type that I used a bold, startling, or unexpected statement. I don't know if it was bold. It might have been startling. I'm pretty sure it was unexpected on a Wednesday morning that Siri would come on and say, "Hey, by the way, my last day at Cheney High School." All right. And it's a statement that kind of jolts the reader to attention. And so, again, my goal wasn't to jolt you. My goal was to get your attention. Okay. And so, with that, going back to our document for the day, you will do this 5 different times, okay? And as with everything we have done thus far this year, it is simply something new. So I have my only expectation is that you give it an honest effort and you learn from the experience. That is what I want you to do. We will spend a lot of time with hooks this year because I think it's a very effective way to get a reader's attention. All right. And so today I am just asking you to take those first few tentative steps into learning how to use a narrative hook. All right. And so with that, as always, if you have questions or concerns, please reach out to me. Ultimately, you will select one of yours. All right. And you will post it into our creative community board. All right. So after you've written your 5, the one that you like best, the one that you think is the one that you want to share, you're going to post it here in the creative community board. All right, which you will find in Classroom. This week's a little different, or this time's a little different. You have to type your name over here and then copy and paste your story in over here. You only have to select one. If you want to do more than one, knock yourselves out, kiddo. All right, our kiddos. That is totally fine, but you at least have to share one. Okie dokie. Hopefully that helps. Sorry if I went on a little long. All right. Sorry if I startled you into thinking this is my last day. I ain't going anywhere. You guys are stuck with me.